Tutankhamun's tomb mystery solved after analysis hints he was banished to a poor crypt. The analysis of the boy king's place of rest suggests he was moved from his original tomb by his successor Ay. Tutankhamun is perhaps King Tut, one of the most famous Egyptian pharaohs to have lived, and despite this, the boy king's reign was relatively short. He spent just 9 years ruling over the ancient 18th dynasty kingdom. Having ascended to the throne at age 8 or 9, Tutankhamun is believed to have introduced a number of popular policies, including reinstating polytheism. While famous today, when Howard Carter and his team of local workers discovered Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922, he was almost unknown. This is largely down to the fact that his place of rest was tiny in comparison to that of his fellow rulers, something that Egyptologists have since examined in great detail. When Carter arrived in Egypt, the majority of Egypt's great tombs in the Valley of the Kings had been found and opened. Tutankhamun's tomb, however, had been overlooked and remained fully intact. Carter had heard rumors of this and sent out to find the lost king of Egypt. Today, Egyptologists say the reason behind the young pharaoh's tomb having gone without notice is that it is nothing special. Small and modest, it betrays the prestige he once had held in ancient Egypt, and it begs the question, why? Why was a great king of Egypt buried inside such an unprepossessing tomb? Aliyah Ismail, an Egyptologist who appeared during National Geographic's documentary Lost Treasures of Egypt, believes she has discovered the reason why. The successor of Tut, who had been an advisor to his mother Neferuaten and father Akhenaten during their reign, essentially wiped him clean from Egypt's history, she claimed, moving his body into a small and poorly decorated tomb. Miss Ismail examined Ay's much larger tomb for details, pointing out a large wall covered in finely painted baboons. Both Tut and Ay opted for the same scene, almost like the same person chose what goes on into each tomb, she said. And we see that the tomb of Ay looks a lot like the tomb of Tutankhamun. Now, the two men's tombs were almost identical, but for their size, hinting that a common hand was at work on them both. Only Ay's tomb was fit for a pharaoh. However, as Miss Ismail noted, it's very similar to the tomb of Tutankhamun, the style, the artwork, the sarcophagus, but it's so much bigger, she said. And the narrator noted, the artistic style of the two tombs suggests that Ay may have been responsible for decorating both. Researchers believe that because of Tutankhamun's unexpected and premature death, the lavish tomb he had ordered to be made for himself was not finished. Ay, they said, could have seized the moment and ordered that Tutankhamun be buried in a much smaller tomb, hastily put together at the last minute. With no one to challenge him, the pharaoh Ay crowned himself pharaoh and decreed that when he died, he would take Tutankhamun's tomb, or so the theory goes. Miss Ismail said Ay buried Tutankhamun in the smaller tomb so he could have the bigger tomb for himself. This is a tomb that was intended for Tutankhamun, the tomb of Ay, she says. Ay was aided by his successors in the smearing of Tutankhamun, given that his father had opened a divide in the 18th dynasty by enforcing the worship of a single god, after thousands of years of worshipping multiple gods. Despite Tut's move to reintroduce polytheism, he was seen as the son of a heretic, and so looked down upon in the years after. And this, the researchers say, could explain why Ay so easily managed to erase Tutankhamun from the memory of the old pharaonic history. And this is on Express UK by Joel Day. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.